let's talk about one of the most common pieces of advice you've probably ever gotten, and why it might just be the very thing that's holding you back. So for the next few minutes, forget everything you've been told about sharing your big dreams. Today, we're making the case for silence.
Just let that sink in for a second. That amazing new business idea, that big career jump, that personal project you're so excited about, it's probably not failing because the idea is bad. It's dying because you're talking about it too much, in the wrong places, to the wrong people. The very act of sharing your goal can become the thing that destroys it.
So how exactly does talking about your goals end up sabotaging them? Well, the first trap is a psychological one, and it is incredibly sneaky. It's something we can call the premature victory.
Say, this exposes a really interesting little flaw in our brain's wiring. When you tell somebody your big plan, and they go, "Wow, that's incredible," your brain releases a hit of dopamine. It feels great. It feels like a win. You've basically eaten dessert before the main course, and that feeling of satisfaction just kills your appetite to do the hard work you actually need to do.
And the difference here is night and day. On one side, you've got the mindset of someone working in secret. They're focused, they're hungry, and they're driven by the need to actually get it done. But on the other side, that's the brain on praise. It's already complacent. It's satisfied. Its motivation was spent on the feeling of success, not the reality of it.
But you know, the danger isn't just internal. It's not just about losing your own drive. The second trap is all about absorbing the negativity from other people, which leads to what we're calling echoes of fear.
Have you ever told someone your dream and they hit you with, "Oh, that sounds a little unrealistic," or, "Isn't that pretty risky?" Here's what you have to understand. They aren't talking about you. They are projecting. They're telling you about the fears that stop them. They're describing the limits they were too scared to push past.
And that's how the sabotage happens. They project their limits, they label your dream, they basically confess their own fears but dress it up as friendly advice. And if you're not super careful, the most dangerous part happens next. You start to internalize it. Their fears become your inner voice.
Now, a lot of this external negativity comes from a really powerful social dynamic. I mean, we are social creatures, right? And that leads right into our third big danger, the pressure to conform. You know, there's a strange kind of comfort when everyone in a group is on the same level. Things feel stable, predictable. But the moment you announce that you're trying to level up, you disrupt that whole balance. Your ambition, without you even meaning for it to, can feel like a spotlight on their inaction. And that makes people really, really uncomfortable.
So, what do? A lot of the time, it's not even conscious, but they'll start working to pull you back down to their level. It could be a little joke, a friendly warning about being realistic, or just some subtle discouragement. But the goal, conscious or not, is always the same. Keep things as they are and keep you right there with them.
So, moving beyond all the psychological traps, there's a very real, very practical cost to all of this talking. It's about a resource we all have a limited supply of, energy. And that's the fourth danger, wasted energy, drained motivation. I want you to think of it like this. Your brand new goal, it's like a tiny, fragile flame. It needs to be protected, it needs to be nurtured. But when you show it to people who don't get it, their doubt, their endless questions, their skepticism, it's like a constant cold wind that can blow that spark out before it ever has a chance to grow into a real fire. Just think for a second about where your energy is actually going. Every single moment you spend defending your dream or justifying your vision to someone else is a moment that's stolen from actually building it. You end up working for their approval instead of working on your goal.
And finally, all this explaining and defending leads to our fifth danger. You end up turning your personal mission into a public performance, and with that comes the absolutely crushing weight of expectation.
You can actually see how the motivation totally shifts. What started as this exciting personal mission becomes a public show the second you announce it. Now, you're not just accountable to yourself, you feel like you're accountable to an entire audience. And the fear of failing in front of all those people, it adds this huge weight that just suffocates the fun and the passion right out of it. Okay, so we've seen all the dangers, right? The fake win, the echoes of fear, the social pressure, the wasted energy. So what's the alternative? The solution is actually pretty simple, but it is incredibly powerful. This is your new mantra. Protect that flame. Do the work when nobody is watching. Nurture your idea in private, where it's totally safe from the winds of doubt and the chill of skepticism.
Yeah, it's really that straightforward.
Stop talking about the business you're gonna start. Stop posting about the marathon you're gonna run. Just do the work. The amount of focus and energy you'll get back is absolutely immense.
Because in the end, this is the real payoff. Your results will always speak louder than your promises. When you finally reveal what you've been working on, it won't be some fragile idea that you have to defend. It'll be a finished product, a real achievement, an undeniable reality. And that's a statement nobody can argue with.
So I'll just leave you with this one question. Think about that one big goal you have. Yeah, the one you've probably been talking about. Now just imagine what could happen if you stopped talking and just started building. What will you build in silence?